Hey, what's up, fellow F-sharp nerds? I'm Andrew. This is day 10 of F-sharp Advent Calendar of 2024. What I want to do is a quick introduction, and I'll try to make it quick, of FS.FluentUI, which are F-sharp bindings for Microsoft's FluentUI component library made for React. As you can see, there are a whole lot of components to choose from. There are a whole lot of styling options. I think it's a really powerful and versatile component library, and it's great to use. So let's get started. I'm going to start by making a new SafeStack app from scratch. I'm going to run .NET new safe, and I think that this is a template that you have to have already downloaded before this step. I'm going to open it in code. And there are a couple of things that I have to do to get this running on my PC, and this will probably apply to a couple of other people as well. I'm going to change the SDK that I'm targeting to 403 because that's what I have downloaded. I'm going to add --no-restore to this run target here. You, of course, have to do .NET tool restore. And then I'm going to cd into server and run .NET restore. And I'm going to do the same thing in shared. And if I'm not mistaken, this should run. And I'm going to split screen this. So my goal is to get the SafeStack app running, download FS.FluentUI, and replace some of the default UI with some FluentUI components. Fable compilation is started. All right. I can add whatever I want here. And the API responds. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to download FS.FluentUI, and I'm going to run .NET Femto install FS.FluentUI into the client project. Femto is one of Zaid's many projects, and it's cool because it downloads the package for you, but it also checks to see if there's any NPM dependencies that go along with that package. And for this, there's one main NPM dependency. There are a couple of other secondary dependencies. You don't necessarily have to download them depending on what components you want to use and not use. Just in case you wanted to download this the old-fashioned way, I do have some code at the very bottom of the README where you can just copy and paste this command here. You can see, I don't know if you can see this, but it's running that command right now for me. All right. I'm going to do .NET run clean. I'm going to try .NET run real quick, see if that works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Nope. So I'm going to restore server again. I'm going to clean again. I'm going to do .NET run again. Again, I don't know if, yeah, okay. I don't know if these are steps that anyone else has to do. My environment might not be set up properly for some reason. And I've never edited a video like this before, so I doubt I'll be able to fast forward through any of this boring stuff. So somewhat arbitrarily, what I want to do is replace these to-dos, and as far as the SafeStack app is considered, these are to-dos, with a drop-down component, and it's going to be multi-select. And this is the code that I'm going to translate from TypeScript to F#. And that's usually how I make these components in my own professional projects. I do include a lot of examples in the wiki page for FS.FluentUI, but there are a lot more variety in the examples in the TypeScript documentation. All right, Fable compilation is started. Should give me localhost. All right. So I'm going to start in index. And here is where the list of to-dos are being iterated over. So I'm just going to replace this with a to-do view and pass in the list of to-dos. And to-dos view is going to be a React component because we are going to be using some React hooks. And I'm just going to say html.div for now. All right, cool. I'm going to open FS.FluentUI. And I'm just going to start from the top down with this make styles function. I'm going to say let use styles equal fui. Almost everything is available through fui dot in FS.FluentUI. Make styles. And make styles takes a list of a string and a list of iStyle attribute tuple. So it's going to look something like this. But you also have to specify what type you want to return. And I'm using root because that is the field name in this object here. And it's going to be a string because it's returning a class name for us to use. Root, okay. Why is this not? Oh well, hopefully that'll clear up. So let's start with style.display grid. Oh. What is going on here? Oh, duh. All right, style.display grid, style.grid template rows length fr1, style.just file and start. In the make styles, you do have to specify the unit here. I may figure that out eventually, but I can't promise anything. So I'm going to say length.px 400. And now we can move on to the main component here. I'm going to say we're going to make this combo ID. fui.useID makes a unique ID with this prefix, some combo multi. I'm just going to pass the none here. We don't need options. We can say let styles equal use styles and unit. So make styles returns a React hook that takes unit and gives us the type or object that we specified up here. So you can see styles is now a root string. All right. In this div, let's say prop.className, styles.root is available. Everything is going to be its children from here. HTML.label, label.id, combo ID, label.children, HTML.text, to-dos. Sure. Why does it not like that? Oh, because the label is in FS.FluentUI. Okay, we'll do fui.dropdown, dropdown.label by combo ID, dropdown.multi select true, dropdown.placeholder, select a to-do, sure, dropdown.children, let's make the options. This is where we're mapping over the options, but we're going to map over the to-dos. List.map from to-do. Say foo.option. It's given, I have to yield bang here. Option.key to-do.id. To-do is a pre-made type that has ID and description, and that's it. This is going to need a text property, so I'm going to say to-do.description. In the example, it says option equals ferret for disabled. So I'm going to say option.disabled to-do.description equals not learn F#, because who wants to do that? Now option.children, html.text, to-do.description. Okay, let's save that and see where we're at. All right, we have a drop down and they are clickable, but it looks just god awful. And that is because we have to wrap any and all FS.FluentUI components in a Fluent provider. And that Fluent provider will provide the theme that we specify to its children. So I'm going to say Fluent theme. You have some options. You can create your own theme. Fluent provider.children. And I think that's what I will do. I'll create a theme real quick so you guys can see how to do that. Cool. So this is the default theme. It's blue. But to create your own theme, the easiest way to do that is to go to the documentation. I'm going to go to Theme Designer. You choose a color to base your theme on. I'm going to say pink. You export, and this object is what you're going to take and translate to F#. So let my theme equal all of this. I'm going to wrap these in backticks and get rid of these commas. Now I can pass my theme to, let's say, create light theme. And it is a pretty, pretty pink. You can see it changes the color of the underline when you select the dropdown also. Okay, cool. Now, what I want to do is do a quick introduction to slots and positioning. So a slot is a part of a component that can either be styled or replaced entirely. So what I want to do is change this down arrow icon to be an up arrow and change the positioning of the dropdown to be above the dropdown. Or sorry, change the positioning of the list box. So to do that, it's pretty easy. I'm going to say dropdown.expand icon. And this takes a React element, but there is an overload to take a list of iReact properties in order to style it or, add whatever you want to it. So, for example, I could just do foo.text, replace it with the letter T, and now that icon is a T. But I don't want T, I want foo.icon. You can see the thousands of icons that are available to us through FS.FluentUI. I'm going to do up arrow. Maybe it's arrow up. Arrow up. Okay. All right. It's an up arrow, and now I want to change the positioning of the list box, the dropdown. Say dropdown dot positioning dot position dot above. And this is obviously stuff that someone new to this library would have to look up, but once you get used to it, it's actually really intuitive. Okay, cool. So I started the SafeStack app off from scratch. I downloaded FS.FluentUI and all of its NPM dependencies. I replaced the to-dos with a dropdown, did a quick intro for themes, slots, and positioning. So I think that's all I wanted to do. Thank you guys for watching this far, and I hope you really enjoy using FS.FluentUI. Thank you.